muto ayowe. Eya muto ayowe. Ondera tondino, eya muto, ondera kiyeno.
The village, which is typical in its nature, an old hill lying above the shrines of the village and the palace. Yes, our forefathers tell us that the hill, which is now being viewed by the camera, used to harbor very rare species of animals, and hunters used to go there for leopards, tigers, and the other types of wild animals you can imagine. But with development and the expansion of habitation and farmland, most of those beasts who is disappeared. We have the grandstand, which was recently constructed with partial funds from the USA, and as the camera turns right, we have development of a wall to able to shade off the inner part of the palace. We have the front view of the palace, main palace structure. You see, those of you who had been here before the annual dance in January, you notice the development, the new doors, the new windows, fittings, and a real facelift that the palace has received. The veranda has been concreted pending the placing of tiles. There's a ceiling already fitted. And to the extreme right, we have the Queen's residence. And before the Queen's residence, there's that porch with the sharp pointed edge roof, which is still under construction. And once it's done, what you find with the grassy roof, it's going to be directly under the metal sheet roof, which normally has to be there to be able to portray the tradition of the Northwest region, where the grassy roofs were the origin of the sort of roofs we had. And you can see the core drum out there as well. The palace now, and having a view of the Queen's back wall residence. What you saw earlier was the front wall, the outer wall. And as you can notice, this structure needs redeeming because it doesn't befit the status of wise of our fund, considering that Mbu is composite of elite of high standing. And so I imagine that Mbuka should be thinking hard that immediately after restructuring the palace structure and the fund's residence, the Queen's residence should be the next project in view. Sorry, I didn't the vice principal. Number one? Yes.
Well, like you said, we find out what is wrong. Okay.
All right, I brought.
They said I could find out what is wrong with them, then I put it on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
We have Madame Ango Chi Elizabeth, who is the Vice Principal number 1 of GHS Chobombo. The principal is unavoidably absent because they have a sectoral meeting in Bamenda, and so she's sitting in to represent the administration. So, Madam, could you tell us how you feel with this handing over ceremony of computers to your school?
Wow, I feel really great, very, very great. You know, sometimes when I see gestures like this, I start asking myself, I wish I came from that kind of a village where there's a lot of generosity. Why we count ourselves actually privileged, because when you get to even town schools, big schools like GBHS, GBHS Mancon, and all the other big schools, even Our Lady of Lourdes and all the other schools, we can't find this. So I must say it's a blessing. It's a really special blessing. And who says God doesn't work miracles through other people? I want to seize this opportunity to thank Barrister Mukum Jude. In fact, what you have done is a marvelous job. And I wish to say, if you have that kind of a heart for your junior ones, then I know that sometime to come, I know you will do greater things. I don't need to study you for 100 years to be able to know what you're capable of doing. I say, may the Lord shower His abundant blessings on you and replenish the source from where you took this. I'm happy to hear that you have other plans and that you intend to replenish and update and all of that. I want to say, may the Lord bless you. And thanking you, like Oliver Twist, I know. I will certainly, this room can take at least 60 of these machines. This is just a start. I know you are capable of that. You and the other elites out there, I know that by 2013, the whole of this room will be full of that. We are really, really happy and excited. I will say thank you. That God should bless you and replenish the source and give you that heart to be able to do more for the school. We are really blessed.
Yes, while we release Barrister Mokom, he has some other pressing duties. I'll continue with the principal. Yes, Madam, how do you feel working here in Mbu?
From my speech, I started already, I said, I wish I was an elite of Mbu. I think I feel so much at home. I feel really at home. Because I meet an environment where there's a lot of cooperation. I've not found that. I've been teaching for 22 years now. I don't think I found that anywhere. The elites are never collaborating. But here, I have found something really exceptional. And I feel really fine working here. I think there is nothing as important as working in a comfortable environment where you are at peace with everybody. The love and unity that is shown to us, to the children. Consequently, I think I feel proud working here. Yes. And if there is a way, I will say, let the Lord give me some few years to remain here before I'm taken away.
Thank you, Madam, for those very kind words to the Mbu community and the Mbu person as an individual and as those giving you a hand to be able to run this school successfully. We would like to know if you have some other problems that you think the elite in the diaspora can help solve for the school.
Yes, a good number of them will have a good number of problems that if tackled will actually be at peace. You realize we don't have a permanent structure for administration. We don't have a toilet, a befitting toilet. Yes, we know we have one down there, but it doesn't meet the standard of what we would have loved, like in other places where you have the flushing toilet, and then we need we need books in the library, and we need a lab, a science lab. You know, almost we realize it's just 2 years since we came here that the science subjects actually took up from here. And the students are in Form 3 and they are coming up. They will need to do sciences. So a well-equipped laboratory will be of great importance to this institution. So.
Yes, Madam, since you are representing the principal, you have to wear the big shoes or the small shoes. I don't know what size his shoes are. We are made to understand that the students make some little contribution for computer fee. Now that you have these computers, is there still need for computer fee from the students?
Not at all, not at all. There will be no need for that. Yeah, because if in other schools, they contribute like that just in order to be able to buy 2 or 3, 5 machines to expose the students to that. If they all have this, then what do we need the contribution again for?
Yeah, your last words, Madam Principal.
My last words is that I'm very, very grateful on behalf of the principal and the entire administration. I am actually very, very grateful for this gesture. I know this is the beginning. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one. And I know as you have started giving us this, I know that in future there will be many more surprises. So I want to thank you, and I pray the good Lord should give you the good heart to continue to do more for JHS job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. Now we would like to listen to the PTA President. Please, Mr. President, can you come in the eye of the camera? Yes, can you introduce yourself?
I'm the President of GHS Chobo.
Yes, what are your achievements since you became PTA chairman of this institution?
My achievements have been we supervised the building that was donated to this school by GP Derode, and it went very successfully. The building was handed over to us some 4 or 5 months ago, and the children are using it. We are very grateful to GP Derode for that marvelous job, for that very big building. The next achievement by the PTA is the plastering and the putting of this floor. When this idea was conceived, that we should also join the computer world, we looked for a building, thought the only option was to do one of these buildings, and then we'll put it back as temporary, because we know that in the future there will be a computer lab. So we plastered this, put the ceiling, and entered it. But the elites then brought in these benches and did the installation and put up a security for the room.
Yes, how
the
do you
achievement is we also supervise the building, one of the buildings provided us by the government. The building you see over there. We supervise the construction, and at least it's a great achievement because there's no problem.
Yes, from what you just said, it appears that you are a good manager, because to supervise the construction of 2 giant structures like the ones are out there. The JP building, I think, is a building of 3 classrooms, if I'm not wrong, and that by the government of 2 classrooms. How do you feel about this computer room, which you initiated by helping to do the flooring and plastering and putting the ceiling, of course? Now fitted in and installed the computers. What are your feelings?
I feel very proud. I feel especially very, very happy, because we thought that we were out of, we enclaved. But now that we find ourselves in a computer world with others, I think that it's a great pleasure. And I think the children are going to enjoy it very well. They love it very much. They appreciate it very much. My thanks sincerely goes to the Mbu elites. They've not forgotten us at all. We know that when we talk about education, it started in home. But for the past 10 years, thank God that people have picked up. Because now development is auto-development. So we have to develop ourselves. Since our youth, our indigenous have decided to put us on the line again, I thank God very much for that. And I appreciate them very much. I thank them. I appreciate the Mbu elites in the US. I thank Mr. Mokom very much. So I pray that God is going to give them that energy so that they do more for these children. So that one day we'll also match up as way before.
Yes, Pa Abongwa, you are PTA president. What are your plans for 2012-2013 as PTA president for this school?
We have very high plans. The first plan is we want to see if we can put up a secretariat, an administrative building. So we're still pleading to the elites. That is our greatest desire, because the principal is over there in the classroom, the vice is somewhere. I don't think it will make the administration fluid. But where if you have an administrative block where all the administrators were together, they can easily consult and take a decision. But running up and down brings a bit of worries. We plan that we're asking the government at least to put up a laboratory for sciences. Those are the subjects that we need specific buildings for it or for them. And as we're still managing this lab, we hope that in future there will be a complete computer lab.
Okay, Pa Abongwa, thank you very much. Before we get back to the Vice Principal, who has some other message to pass across to those who will be watching this video, we would like to see the students at work.
Thank you very much.
One more thing is that come 2013, we intend to have internet in place here. And you can imagine that what relief that can bring to some of us who are working in the village. You know, sometimes you come to work, you have an urgent need for a mail, you want to repair something, and you are thinking of the number of kilometers you have to cover in order to do that. When we have the internet here, that is like we have brought development nearer the village. And we will not only be the beneficiary of this internet if we have it here, even the villagers, they will have the advantage because it will be open to come in here and, and do one thing or the other. I said previously that there will be no need for a computer fee. We are aware of the fact that these computers, as they are here, there is wear and tear. And there will be a need for some little token for the repairs. Except the Buta elites will promise us that when we have a breakdown of any of our machines, we'll just send, you know, we'll just indicate and you are flying to come and do the repairs for us. Or else, I still think there will be a small little token charge for repairs of the computers. But it will be nothing as much as it would have been if we did not have them in place. So, thank you once more.
The computer lecturer who has been has had his image gone through the camera at one point or the other as he was working with the students. Please, sir, can you come closer to the camera? We would like to talk to you directly and get your impressions about what is happening here this afternoon. Could you kindly introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, I am Jimufo Tanga Ignatius. I am the Senior Discipline Master #1, but my field of specialty have been physical sciences, physics, mathematics, chemistry, and I eventually specialized in computer systems engineering. That is why the Buta should rest assured that whatever thing they have put here in the name of computer were handled because they have a technician on the spot.
We are extremely lucky then. Now, how do you manage with multifarious functions? You're a classroom teacher, you're a computer technician, and a lecturer, and discipline master #1. You must be a giant to cope with those multifarious functions.
Not the giant as such. All of it is devotion. When you enjoy your work, you feel no pressure no matter the diversity and the numerous branches of it. And more especially as the environment where we are studying here at Chobombo, it's very, very conducive. You find that there's a lot of greenery, so you're not short of oxygen into your brains. Your brains can work 24/24. And we don't have a great number of students, and we have devoted students, and we equally have devoted elites like you who are supporting us. So you see that our pot is actually standing on the 3 stones that are required to support it.
Yes, Mr. Ndimufo, if I may ask you, how do you feel about this gesture from the elite?
I mean, it is but obvious, you know, you can see the joy in me. I'm highly elated because before this equipment came in, I mean, my students, my children here have never seen a keyboard. They've never seen a mouse. I have to bring pictures to show them and things like that. And teaching has been really very, very difficult. I think that we would have taken a lesson that would have taken, say, 45 minutes. I have to take weeks to teach it because it is all theory. And sometimes I have to manage to use my laptop, which will not be sufficient for all the students. But now that we have the lab, I mean, it's just a go. A 45-minute lesson is even taught within 20 minutes. It's just okay, and you find that the students are okay.
Yes, your students can now access the internet right here because
yes.
The day we brought the machines in, you actually plugged in your internet key and you could browse. How are you going to use these machines, Mr. Ndimufo?
What I would like to say here and actually highlight here is that here we have at least, you know, amongst all the machines, we have 6 of them that are full multimedia, that have full multimedia capabilities. The speeds are good enough to handle the internet. So all because the government has tried to actually, with innovations, getting access to internet capability is not as expensive as it used to be. So I have my personal internet key because I must constantly be on the net to do research. And when these computers were brought in, I immediately, when I saw these capabilities, I just put on my internet key and straight away, students could now even see that the name of their school, their principal, even Buta is on the internet. And it's such a wonderful thing. But our only little problem here would be actually maybe the running cost of the internet. You know, running internet is a little bit expensive because you have to pay your ISP, the internet service provider. So that's the only little bit of thing that is.
Do you think the elite could give you a hand in that direction?
Well, I think that considering the gesture,
or you think the school and can provide those facilities?
Sir, we are looking at the community school environment where we have less than 200 students. You see that we will keep crying, we will keep requesting help from the elites because our population is not much, and then considering the economic potential of the environment, the PTA cannot actually assist us in this direction. So we are still pleading that the elites should still come in and assist us. We want to make optimum use of any fund that is put into this lab, so that at least at the end of the day, they will be happy that yes, they did it. The decision they took was a wonderful one.
Thank you, Mr. Dimufo. Can you enable us to talk to one of your students?
Oh yes, and I think Zerubbabel, can you just come here? This is my Form 3 student. I'm almost beating me, and I can now see a Bill Gates in the making.
Now, good morning, my friend. What's your name? Can you speak a bit louder so that
My name is Akomo Zerubbabel, and I'm in Form 3.
You're in Form 3. Your name sounds very strange. Zerubbabel. Is that your first name or it's the family name?
No, it's my first name.
The first name. Can you speak louder, please, Mr. Zerubbabel? Yes. How do you feel having this computer room, Zerubbabel?
I feel very happy because this can make us learn how to do something, to type letters to our friends and communicate with each other elsewhere.
Have you used a computer before?
No, sir, I've only touched.
You only touch the computer. Now you can access one. Yes, your teacher said you are in Form 3.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to type a few sentences or a passage on the computer now since these machines were installed here?
Yes, sir, I can type a few letters.
Do you have an email address?
No, sir.
Would you like to have one?
Yes, sir.
And if you had an email address, who would like to communicate to?
To my uncle.
Where is your uncle?
USA.
What is his name? Can you say his name louder so I can hear you talk?
His name is Mark. Mark Fomba.
Mark Fomba.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what part of the USA he is?
No, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Mark Fomba, he has your nephew Zerubbabel in the computer room. He would like to send you an email. I hope you are going to join the elite in the USA to be able to enable the school acquire internet facilities so that he can communicate with you as well as the other students of the school to those who would like to have chat to them on the net. Now, what do you promise your parents and those who have donated these machines to the school?
I promise that God may bless them and give them abundantly. They will never lack in life.
Yes, what do you promise as you're working on the machines? Do you promise to become studious, to listen to your teacher, to become a better computer student? And probably he said something about Bill Gates. Bill Gates, that's a very popular name in the computer world. Would you like to become a computer engineer like your teacher in the future?
Yes, sir, I would like to become a computer engineer in the future.
Okay, we wish you the best in your studies.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, standing in front of the camera is one face we always see, but I would like him to introduce himself. Can we know who you are, sir?
Thank you very much. My name is Fombe Patrick Achu. Villagers would like to call me Tumfon. So if you like, I'm Tumfon Fombe Patrick Achu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tumfo, and welcome to GHS Chubu Mbu. You seem to be the forerunner of this project. Can you give us a brief history of the project up to this point?
Yes, thank you very much. Forerunner is maybe saying it too much. I'll call myself facilitator of this project. And for a brief history, I would like to start by thanking the folks in the USA through their USA Booker president, Dr. Nelson Awe, who did everything in his capacity as president to get this dream realized. We started off with the installation of electricity in the school. As a lecturer in the school, you know that the school didn't have electricity. Actually, electricity was tapped from a neighboring compound, which was of very low voltage, and so couldn't carry anything heavier than the bulbs. And so there was need to first install electricity in the school before acquiring or receiving the computers which he had promised were going to be shipped to the school from folks in the diaspora. Now, when the idea was born and it became news to the community back here, Barrister Mokum, whom you just saw a few minutes ago, and his family promised to give a hand to the elite in the USA by providing 9 other computers. Actually, in this room, as Mr. Ndimufo, the computer lecturer, said, there are actually 8 machines running, 6 of very high capacity. We have a total of 15 machines that will be operational. If you look to my left, we have a few more machines still to be installed, and we've got the tables. Actually, we would have loved this to be cubicles or booths, as it's supposed to be in a real computer lab, so that each student or each individual has their privacy. But we will eventually get to that. And the way these tables are conceived will enable easy partitioning of the table for each student to be isolated in their booth. Well, after the installation of the electricity, the computers arrived. The Mokum family gave their 9 computers. We now had to bring the machines to the village, and we are thankful to the school administration for their cooperation, and the PTA, who had together started working on this room. Actually, they floored the room, plastered the walls, and put the ceiling. The folks in the USA were pushed further. We had to ask them to make the room look a bit brighter. We had to put a coat of paint on it, and did so with the outer walls of this block, right to the principals or the administrative area where the principal, because I'm told the vice principals occupy another block. So today, we thought it was necessary to come and officially hand over this complete set of 15 computers to the school. It has not been very easy, but I think part of the job has been achieved.
Yes, a lot has been achieved, but very little has been mentioned by you. When I came into Mbu, we realized that there are lots of things that you spearheaded. For example, the purchase of the phones car, and this electrification of the school, and the development, many other developmental aspects. Why you? Why not another person?
Well, that's a very tricky question. Well, you saw the example of Barrister Mokum. You've seen the example of Mbu elite. There are many other examples of elite resident in the village, resident in Bamenda and within the region, who have had to do things for the village. Well, I would say I have come often in the limelight because I'm ready to sacrifice to serve the village in any capacity that I can handle. Contrary to other folks of the village or other citizens of Mbu who might shy away even if they have the capacity to do what has to be done for the village. Probably that is why each time those who think they have developmental projects to carry on in the village think Fombe should give a hand. And I happily do it because it gives me pleasure to see our village develop.
Happily indeed, because in the course of our discussion, I heard you mention the name of Dr. Awe. I happened to have met Dr. Awe. He came to the school here, and I saw the burning desire in him to bring development here. And I am sure that the only thing, his only problem was to get somebody on the spot who can coordinate their effort. And definitely he saw that in you. But you have, what's your secret in dealing with these elites?
Yes, Mr. Dimufo, I would say that my secret is making a deliberate effort with God's help to be as transparent as possible. I say with God's help because there is no human being who is perfect. In my endeavor to be transparent with funds that are sent to me for development projects, I might make errors, and those errors are not deliberate. I may make errors not intentionally to deprive the community of what is theirs, but probably overstretching my hand to an area where I would have stretched my hand a little shorter. So, particularly with the guys in the diaspora, I have discovered that once you are transparent and you can deliver the goods, if they ask you to buy computers, don't buy chairs. Do what they want and they will do much more. And I'm very sure, I'm very certain that with the realization of this computer room, when our folks in the US will see these pictures, they are going to do much more for the school. The vice principal has said it all, and I would advise any book citizen that when any of us is working for the community, let's try to be transparent, let's try to be honest, and do just what we've been asked to do to be able to foster development in the village.
That is wonderful. They should count themselves lucky to have had somebody on the spot. In your person, Mr. Fombe, Tumfo, excuse me, do you have any message for the donors?
They're anxious to it, yes.
Most probably, you are the man on the spot. You are the man that is smelling the air. What do you have for them?
Yes, I want to tell our brothers and sisters in the US, first of all, I want to thank them for entrusting confidence in me, in my humble person, and that I will continue to do what they ask me to do for the development of our village. I would struggle not to fail them at any given point. If I can go back memory lane, Dr. Ndivocho, who is in the US, in California, he's the one who had installation of water in this school. These windows were fitted by him. We had tables donated by him. We have the structure next to this one. Funds came from the US, about 7 million, which we managed to build that. There are lots of things that they have done for this school and the village. The funds came, even money came from the US. We just want to tell them that we are at the beginning end. Once their dollar gets to Cameroon, it becomes thousands of francs. And so let them keep sending us the dollars, and we'll keep doing what they want us to do to give this village a facelift. And the vice principal has said it all. First thing I would like them to get us realized is to have the internet installed in the school to enable not only students to browse or write letters, as our friend Zerubbabel said, but to enable the staff, the lecturers, to do research. And if there is proper research, then we can expect credible results from the institution. That would be point number one. Point number two, there's a science lab. Dr. Awe had mentioned it in passing at one point. I'm sure with this computer thing over, that may be their next project. And I hope the principal will be a happy lady. After the science lab, there's the administrative block. I know the government is supposed to do some of these things, but as the computer lecturer said, Mr. Dimufo, the school population is not that heavy to warrant government to invest a lot in the school. So I'm also advising parents at home, those of us resident in Cameroon or in the Northwest, to send our children. Why not from the littoral? Let the children come to school here. The staff is highly qualified. I've not seen a school with such a powerful manpower of qualified teachers. In fact, we have a ratio of, say, 1 teacher to 5 students in this school. Contrary to schools in the big towns where you have 80 students to 1 teacher. So, dear parents, send the children here. Our friends in the diaspora, please help us to do more to be able to put our village on the limelight. If I go among villages in Opangemba, at one point was almost last, but I think we are emerging to take the position that is ours, because in the days of our forefathers, Mbu was number 1. There is no exaggeration about that, because those early leaders of the country we have the Professor Norman Woos and the others, the Kizops, they attended school here when it was a Basel Mission School.
Okay, with taking all that into consideration and taking also into consideration the position of the school, would you share with me that one of your prospects might be making this place a pilot center, a reference center for all the other schools to check to?
Yes, that would be a wonderful idea, Mr. Ndimufo, because actually we are somehow in the center. We have Mantung and Bawok and Bali down the valley. We have Baba and Alatening on the other side. So we are at the center, and Baba started with computers before us. But I want to assure you, they don't have as many computers as we have. And if we had the internet installed here, then with the expertise that you have, Mr. Ndimufo, it could surely be a pilot center for IT within this area.
Okay, we know we worry with so many questions, but we would not like you to end up without having a word for the school administration, to the school administration. And to queue up with that too, we also maybe like you to anchor that with your prospects, the immediate prospects, even though you've mentioned some, maybe you've forgotten some.
Okay, I would like to thank the Vice Principal and the entire administration for all what they've been doing. What I would like to bring to them is that just keep working. It's difficult working in an environment where there's a lot of rural exodus, like in our village. So the children are not very focused, so you have to work extra hard to be able to produce good results. I imagine that the results this year will be much better than next year. So if you give us good results, the elite will be more encouraged to be able to do more for you. Mbuta, the Mbu Teachers Association, did not assist you last year in the award of prizes to students at the end of the academic year. I hope they will do that this year. They had financial problems, times are hard all over, but as their national president, I want to promise you that we would make every effort to see how we can assist you in the prize award for this year. The school will be closing very soon, probably next week. The other thing we would like to say is that let the administration, particularly the disciplinary department, put its foot down and ensure that the parents, through the PTA president who is here present, should take their responsibilities, because we have been told of children spending nights at bottle dances, moving from one day celebration to the other and not doing their homework, and so come to school and they can't perform. I want to beg that in the next PTA General Assembly, this point should be hammered home. Parents should let children focus on their studies, and the other things will come later on in life.
Yes, again, something just popped into my mind. I mean, the way you talk, somebody will feel that, it's just been milk and honey all across. But I'm sure that you've been encountering some problems in executing this project. What have been pinching you negatively about handling these resources from the elites and executing the projects they earmarked?
Yes, Mr. Ndimufo, thank you for that question. It goes without saying that there's no human endeavor without drawbacks. It's not been easy. It's really difficult. This morning I had a call from one of the elites who is in Gaundere, the Paymaster General, Tabo Donatos, who was one of those who joined us in raising funds for the fund's car. I was complaining to him that I was coming to the village. He said, village again, you're in the village. I said, but what do I do? I said, I'm going to ask for transfer and leave Bamenda because I can't do anything for myself. It's either village issues or my professional work, which is very demanding. And in the process of doing all of this, you meet people who don't give you the encouragement first and the physical or ideological support, because one head cannot think as good as 2 or 3 heads. Thank God, the administration of the school has been very cooperative. Mbota has been giving a hand, but I would like to say that some residents back here at home and even in Bamenda have not been very cooperative in helping us achieve projects at home. The government has its own drawbacks as well. Before the lights came to the school, it was a thorny issue between us and Sonel. Well, we used know-how on how to go around obstacles, and we're lucky that the lights are now there. These machines would have been installed long ago, but we wouldn't have done that without the electricity in place. So, to cut a long story short, it's not easy to achieve projects in the village. First, accessibility. Second,
collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration. Third, mobility, to be able to move material from Bamenda or from a neighboring town to the village is not easy. And reliability, you have to entrust part of the responsibility into the hands of some other people, because I can't do all of this alone. And at one point, you might be disappointed. Now, to give a number of CPUs to one of our folks to carry to the village, and they're asking you for 10,000 francs for 4 CPUs for transport. Something that if you put in a taxi, the taxi driver could take 1,000 francs or 500 francs, and if you don't give him the thing, stay there, because I am held back maybe by my own job or by some other family imperatives that I can't move. So I would like to plead for collaboration, reliability, and we can be able to avoid some of the difficulties that we have.
Well, I hope that last question did not bring out some bitterness within you. You started off with a smile. Let's end with a smile. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nimufo. And I want to thank the Vice Principal for her patience. In fact, we have kept them waiting for the past 2 hours because we had some disturbances in town on our way here. But we are happy that everything that ends well is good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.